Euromed 2025 in Malta. Astrid Safarian is here at 1xBet booth, and I'm so delighted to be joined with the representative of 1xBet, Simon Westbury, an iGaming expert, one of the industry's veterans, and newly appointed strategic advisor at 1xBet. Hello, Simon, and welcome to Sigma Euromed.
Hi, Astic, and thank you for the warm welcome. Sigma's been calling me a veteran twice today. I don't know if I'm starting to feel a bit old, but it's great to be here. Great show from Sigma as always, and looking forward to this interview.
Thank you so much for having me in this beautiful booth and for taking your time to have this interview with us. So I have prepared some questions for you. I hope you won't mind to elaborate on that, and we will have a lovely talk.
No problem. Thank you for commenting on the booth. I always talk about being humble and humility, but I will say ours is the best booth here. I know the bar's very busy and we're very happy with everything. So hopefully the questions aren't too tough, but let's get going.
Let's go. So you're the key figure at 1xBet, one of the industry's major global players. So for our audience, could you tell us what your role is within the company?
Yeah, I mean, my role is really, I joined about 2 months ago now. It's been a whirlwind start, lots of travel, but my role is really to help 1xBet grow into more regulated markets. We've got over 35 licenses for local operations already, but we've got an insatiable desire to grow and become bigger. So my role is to bring my experience and knowledge, mainly from the B2B side, into the B2C side. And also a key part of what I'm doing here is, there's been a lot of, let's say, rumors and conjecture about 1xBet in the past, and I'm here to challenge, some of the preconceptions and the status quo. I mean, we're a great company, and my colleagues are great people. So it's for me to really present 1xBet's side of the story, and help them grow into more and more regulated markets. And I think we've got off to a good start.
So Sigma is renowned for being a global hub where the future of iGaming is debated and decided. From your perspective on the ground here in Malta, what are the most valuable conversations and crucial connections being made that will shape the industry heading to 2026?
Yeah, I think that's an interesting question because I haven't managed to get off the stand apart from the panel that I've done. So my conversations have really been, for me at this point, just meeting old friends and colleagues and talking about 1xBet, explaining our story, explaining what we're doing. I attended a panel which I was on with Alec and Dimitri, which is interesting. But the panel before that, it's not an easy way to answer the question, was talking about Malta and the vision for 2050. So I think that was a really interesting conversation. Obviously, it's talking about topics that we're aware of now: responsible gaming, player protection, regulation, and gamification, and all the oldies, as I call it. But it was a really interesting discussion, looking really deep into the future.
So talking about that C-level panel discussion, I know you have the key participant in the C-level panel discussion. For those in our audience who couldn't be able to attend, what was the most debated or surprising takeaway from the discussion that people really need to be paying attention to?
I think the main point actually was, I was there with Alec and Dimitri, very experienced guys, and we were talking about how you build brands, how you build companies, and how you scale them. And obviously they're a lot braver than me because they do it with their money or their investors' money. I'm lucky enough that I do it in companies and I help them.
Everyone has its own way.
Yeah, exactly. And I found my way, but it was very interesting to hear from industry peers. I mean, I've known Alex since 2011, we worked out last night. So, it was interesting to see how he'd built and scaled Aliyah, how Dimitri with his poker product had really, built that product, which had become a main, online gaming really started around poker, and then poker took a back seat. So to see Dimitri's drive and desire to succeed in, let's say the quiet times for poker was inspiring. And I spoke about how you build sales teams and commercial teams. And the key takeaway I always talk about is momentum. And building momentum into any business.
Yeah.
And we also discussed focusing on the customer. And by the customer, we mean the end user. We're in this great expo center right now, but there's B2C companies and B2B companies. Where's the actual end customer in what we're doing? So that was another key point, focusing on the customer and remembering we're in the entertainment industry.
Regulation. We just talked about the regulation, so it's obviously the headline topic on everyone's mind. But looking beyond that, what is the one-stop top but powerful trend you are seeing at Sigma that you believe we are unprepared for?
Do you know, that's a really tough question to ask, and I think the best way I can ask it is I haven't seen it yet, but this is the first day of the show, so I always make time on the second day to have a walk around and actually decompress a bit. And I always head over to the startup pitch because there's always something in the startup zone, and we've got a startup lounge here, which is interesting. So maybe we can talk about that another time, Astic.
Looking forward.
I've just literally, I've had a mad morning of meetings, panels. I've had the Minister for Europe here come from Malta. I've had the Prime
Very
Minister.
nice.
So, you know, Emman's done a very good job at keeping me busy. So I've just not really been off the stand. So maybe we'll pick up on that tomorrow.
Very nice. So given those challenges and opportunities, how is 1xBet architecting its global strategy, not to just navigate it, but to actively lead and innovate within it?
I think historically, 1xBet has always been at the forefront of innovation. You don't become the scale and size that we've done. You know, we offer, you know, a large amount of content, over 45,000 slots, 3,500 live tables. We offer sports, but I think where we're looking to go is really to focus on the player, as we're talking about. And, you know, through our global brand partnerships with, you know, major sporting companies like FC Barcelona, we're looking to build expand our brand credibility, empower 1xBet to go to the next level by expanding into new markets. So, you know, we're really looking into Western European regulated markets. So again, it's talking about regulation, I'm sorry, but it's driving everything we're doing at the moment. So yeah, it's really regulated markets, enhancing our brand power and reputation through some exciting sponsorships, which I think you're going to ask me about, and I'm going to have to defer the answer. But there's some big news coming, and yeah,
Wow.
that's where we're aiming to go.
Okay. So finally, looking ahead, what is the single most exciting innovation or market expansion on the horizon for 1xBet that you can share with the Sigma community today?
I think I'm going to have to keep you in a bit of suspense on that one. I can give a hint that should be, touch wood, there's no wood here, I hope I haven't jinxed it, but there should be some really exciting announcements around licensing in the very near future. Possibly something about sports sponsorship as well. And also there's a very exciting project that I'm really personally involved in around corporate social responsibility and player protection, which we'll be unveiling. We're just not quite ready to do it right now. So there's three kind of exclusives I can give you, but they're not really exclusives either. So I apologize for that.
We are looking forward for your new projects and for your success. So Simon, thank you so much for taking your time to have this interview with us. Thank you for sharing your thoughts and beautiful ideas. I massively enjoyed our talk. So from my side and from the whole Sigma group, we wish you best of luck. We wish you to enjoy the whole event and looking forward to seeing you on our next events.
Thank you very much, Astic, and congratulations again to Emman and all the Sigma team. The power and energy in this room today and the heat is really quite motivating.
Thank you so much.